Here's a look at Liverpool's results in the pre-season so far. 2 losses and 2 wins. And after their latest loss to Monaco on Sunday, which finished 3-2 to Monaco, Andoni Iraola has said his team could not maintain their required level. He said, "I think we played really good in the first half, especially the first 30 minutes. But right now, probably we don't have much more in terms of the level required to play like this." Gab Marcotti is still with us. We're less than 2 weeks away from the start of the season. Luckily, Stevie Nichol's not here with his negativity surrounding Liverpool already at this stage. But is this a message to those players, do you think, Shaka, that they need to step it up? Or is this a message to those above him that he needs some more players in?
That's a one.
Okay. I think this is a message to the players. Quite simply, you say we aren't good enough to play more than 30 minutes at this tempo, this type of football. This is a message to the players in what is already pretty much an expended pre-season, that there's still a long way to go in this. I'll be honest, at the same time, I am very surprised that Irola is taking that stance in that this team just simply is not fit enough. At this point, I guess he also has to bear some of that responsibility if that is truly the case.
Ale, 2 weeks before the season starts, how well are you running? As a professional, back in the day.
You mean right now?
Not right now.
Because it's not great.
No, I've seen evidence of that.
I'm leaking oil everywhere. Look, I think by this point, you probably are getting to where 45 minutes you're pushing the tempo. And you're starting to build up to the 60-minute mark. You're not quite ready for 60 minutes just yet. So the fact that they're somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes, I wouldn't be so concerned about it. I think as you build up in the preseason, it's a natural evolution. And as you continue to play matches, then you push it to 60, then into 70, and now you feel like you're ready. And even as you start the season, you're usually not ready for 90 minutes just yet. You're working your way into that. So I think this is a little premature. Just like Steve's negativity about Liverpool is premature in general, I'm thinking right now, it feels like a manager who's a new manager and wants to make sure that he sets a standard. And he lets the players know that there are certain things that are not acceptable. You're just putting your foot down and sending a message. It's not a strong message per se to the players, but just a message is, this needs to be better. And this is how we're going to get there. This is what we need to get there. And this is why we're going to work, because we're not quite ready yet. It's a new manager trying to make sure that the players know who is making the decisions.
Could there be a new name at the top at Liverpool, though? Because reports coming from Liverpool, Gab, is that Jeff Bezos could be buying a stake in the club. What more can you tell us?
Yes, this story was first reported a couple of weeks ago. It's not just Jeff Bezos. It's Edward Savrin as well, who was, I think he was Zuckerberg's buddy from Harvard, one of the original founders of Facebook, and then kind of took his money and left the company. And they've been brought together by another very wealthy guy, Ale Moreno, who of course was previously involved with QPR. I think what tends to happen is they say we want a group that was going to get and take a minority stake. I think they talked of a stake of up to 30%. I mean, I'm sure that's negotiable. What's interesting is the valuation, which puts the valuation at around $8 billion, which is enormous, frankly, and saying, hey, do you want a slice of this? So let's not think that because Jeff Bezos is very rich, or I think Ale Moreno's wife is an heir to the Mittal Steel fortune. That's another kind of top 10 richest people in the world as well. It's not because these guys buy in, then all of a sudden they can go and spend money. They still have to follow rules. They have a minority stake, but they're kind of dipping their toe in the water. And later on, if Fenway decided they want to sell more of the club, then they're in a position to do that. Let's see if this materializes. I mean, if you have enough, if as much money as Jeff Bezos, sure, you can, chuck a couple $100 million into Ale Moreno's pot and take over a minority share. Maybe you go to a couple games, maybe you become a fan, and then if you don't like it, you sell it to somebody else, or you write it off because you're that rich.
How long could something like this take, Gab?
I don't think it should take that long. I mean, they do the due diligence. We're talking about a minority stake here, right? So Fenway would, at least with the reports I've seen, would still stay in control. So it'd still be, Mike Gordon running things with Henry and Warner and the rest of the Fenway Sports Group leadership group. So it's just a question of, would they try to basically get back some money? They tried this before at a lower valuation, if you remember. Are these strategic partners? Can they offer something that we need that can make our club better? But I don't think it's going to have much of an impact on the club, and I can't imagine it would take that long. I mean, if that 8 billion baseline is there, I don't know if you're Bezos or Amit Bhatia, you're necessarily going to haggle too much and say, no, we value it at 7.2 or 7.4 billion. Because again, it would be different if they were fighting for control of the club, but at least according to the reports we've seen so far, that's not the case.
Yeah, in much more measly sums. Let's just get down to just under 100 million if we can right now, with Bradley Barcola's name in the frame to be going to Liverpool. If you were this player, why would you want to be going to Liverpool and not sticking it out at PSG, where there's success that's happened in the last 2 years?
Because you probably think that when you see the landscape of players available to Luis Enrique and the success that they have had at PSG, he's not too sure that he's going to get the repetition and the playing time that he thinks he deserves or thinks that he should have at this point in his career. And as he looks at Liverpool, he thinks that there's a potential for him to compete at a level in which perhaps it means that he's going to get those minutes and that repetition that I was just talking about. This is the only reason that it would make sense from Bradley Barcola to leave PSG and go to Liverpool, is saying, look, I've done what I could here in PSG. That hasn't been enough for me to be a consistent player and a consistent starter for this team. And as I look around, it's Kvaratskhelia and it's Dembele and this guy and that guy. It probably doesn't seem like I'm going to get that chance that I think I deserve. And so let me go get it somewhere else. The money's available from Liverpool. Let me go find something at Liverpool and find that game time and that playing time at Liverpool that I think I'm going to get.